Wild 94.9.
Wild 94.9, the Bay's #1 hit music station. Chino and the legendary Wyclef Jean.
What's up, my brother? How
Bonsoir.
are you, man? Bonsoir, ça va? ¿Qué pasa?
So I was really trying to practice my Haitian terms and greetings and sac passe.
Yep, sac passe.
Okay.
¿Qué pasa?
I'm trying, man.
We rocking.
One at a time. So you're back in 2015 after,
2015, who would have thought?
20
man?
plus
God
years,
is good, man.
you know what I mean, of you doing your thing, being the, league leader in assists, basically.
Yeah.
You've been on everybody's record.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I love it.
You'll come through every now and then, you'll have the sweetest girl, right? You'll have you and Akon and Weezy, and you do your thing every now and then.
Yes.
But I think you become more well known for being on everybody else's...
Yeah, producing.
Producing,
and writing.
but we hear that. We hear that in the song, or maybe, an ad-lib or two or something like that.
Yeah.
Do you think that that's been what's kept you so relevant? Is selecting the right people, or is it just I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna make good music, regardless?
Man, I remember, critics was like, I'm gonna burn out quick because I'm doing, and you see kids burn out pretty quick, like after they do everybody's stuff. But for me, I think what kept me relevant is just the world. Like I never looked at it like, let me do like what's hot. So that'd be the trick. Because if somebody's like, yo, this is banging in the club, and then the artist goes and try to imitate it, and then you're like, but hold up, that ain't you. So with me, I've always been eclectic. So I think that the idea of producing and writing is definitely the longevity of what you do. You know what I mean? Because if you don't do that, then you just relying on somebody bringing you material,
When it starts off in the studio for yourself or an artist that you're working with, does it start with the beat? Does it start with the concept for a song? The writing process? Do you get people together? Like, take us to the studio with Wyclef.
I was in the studio. We got a lot of new artists that we working with. And we got some young guns we coming with that we're very happy with. From the Latin community, also, like we have some new things we bring in that y'all gonna be very excited about. But I was in the studio with one of them, and I'm recreating something, and all of a sudden, the engineer mixes it a certain way. Then the artist stops dancing. Then I freak out, and I tell the engineer, no, scratch it all, go back to the beginning. And now he has to, you see, because that reminded me of something. Then I said, yeah, because when I was doing Hips Don't Lie with Shakira, and I kept looking at her and she wouldn't dance till I put a certain style of rhythm. Then she was like, the record is not a hit if I don't dance. Right?
That's a pretty damn good
You know
Shakira
what I'm saying to you? And then, so you like, and then all of a sudden she starts to dance and you're like, oh, I know where to go with the record. So I think every artist is different. Whitney Houston, I was very nervous because it's like you writing a song for Whitney and you're like, yo, it'd be like the disaster of your heart. Like if Whitney's like, I hate your song, right? So I write this joint, Clive calls me, write it for Whitney. And I'm in the studio with her. I'm trying to be, as calm as possible.
Because she's the greatest of all time.
The greatest of all time. And she opens up her mouth, and she's like, my love is your love and your love. And it trips you out because you like, wow. You know what I mean?
That was one of those moments you partly had to pinch yourself, like I'm working with Whitney.
You pinch yourself and it makes you know that what you're doing, you're on the right side.
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing, Beyonce and them, the way that happened with Destiny Child, I was at Sony. And Stephanie Gell was the manager. She was like, Clef, we have this record, but we trying to get them on the charts. And could you go see them sing? So they brought me to a hotel. And I remember, so I'm sitting back like some Smokey Robinson stuff with my shades on, And I'm like, okay, could y'all sing me something? And I was like, I'm from the church, so sing a church song. And Beyonce just spawned out the voice. And automatically, I had Lauren at the time, so you know what time it is, right? So you can hear that and you'll be like, oh, wow, here's another goddess in the making. Fearless. And then when we got to the studio, I just remember Beyonce being like right there, wanting to learn every part of it. Like, how did you do it? How it was done. Then I brought them on tour for me. So they were opening up for me. Beyonce would be right on the side of the stage watching the show. So you'd be like, So she's every process you could think of. So when you see Beyonce today, she's Beyonce because she's absorbed the entire game in a graceful way and has completely learned it. You know what I mean? For me, that was definitely one of probably the most incredible like memories that I definitely have.
Because you saw it from its inception to where it's
yeah,
where it
I
is
always
now.
get a chance to see like people be surprised. Like Cash Money, I remember I was doing the Life soundtrack, and then I reached out to Baby in them, and I found them. This is before people knew what was going on. So like I have this kind of relationship like in the industry. I remember Big Pun, and
One of the greatest ever.
yeah, so when Pun called me and was like, yo, twin, I need you to do this. You see, but Pun knows I could really spit. So he was like, yo, Clef, I need the spitter in you. Bring that chip out. You know what I mean? And when people hear me spitting on a Big Pun, they're like, yo, you done going crazy. I need another verse like that. And I'm like, no, that was for Pun. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm not here to give you verses as if I'm on a block, you know? Like, if you catch me on the street and you want to rap battle me at any time, you know what I mean? And I don't have to get on my Uber, I'll give anybody 4 minutes, because that's the era we from, you know what I mean?